World Sports Action presents the official Football League video, The Middlesbrough Story, 1988-89. The new Middlesbrough had only one season at the top, but they made their mark with some tremendous long-range goals, the best collection around. They got the taste, and now they'll be looking for a quick return. Let's replay Borough's season in the First Division. Coming in at Ayresome Park, Mark Brennan from Ipswich Town for £375,000. Going out, Brian Laws to Nottingham Forest for £120,000. Life in the First Division starts badly, with 3 defeats in a row, starting at the baseball ground.
Hit long by Sage. Typically neat work from Goddard. And Micklewhite trying to use the speed of Chidozie. And a mistake by Mowbray. Still Chidozie. And finally off the line by Parkinson. Chidozie, well found by Goddard. Here's Hubbard, and it's just over the top. Pears has come. Goddard! A goal for Paul Goddard on his debut for Derby. 5 minutes into the second half.
Very pleasant conditions. Rosario's header. Gordon's touch. Rosario! Didn't mess about with that. Just sat up beautifully for the left foot volley. Hamilton with the corner. Rosario half cleared it. Brennan. Mowbray. All the way! What a smashing goal. Very pleasant in the September sunshine. Here's Fleck, off the bar. Well, Rosario has followed it in, but Fleck has claimed it, and I think it was probably over the line. Fleck's goal, 2-1. Rosario again, now Gordon. Well, that's 3-1. Who did it go in off? Brennan or Fleck? Either an own goal. I think maybe Fleck will claim it. Something for Middlesbrough to do here now. 3-1 down. Not a very good header. It's come to Burke. Oh, was that handball? Doesn't matter now. Middlesbrough pulled back to 3-2, half an hour to go.
United still goalless and still without a win after 2 league matches. Will it come against Middlesbrough? Mark Hughes close, but not close enough. Great things expected of Hughes and Brian McClare, the First Division's leading goal scorer last season. The two combining beautifully here, and a good finish as well from McClare, who to his amazement is adjudged offside. Relief on the way for United though. McClare chasing and winning possession, and now they're queuing up to provide a finish. United skipper Brian Robson arriving, and United off the mark at last. That's the result for Borough, no points and bottom of the table. A tough introduction. Their northeast neighbours Newcastle are down there as well, and will be for most of the season. But there's relief on the way at Ayresome Park, a victory at last against Wimbledon. That'll be followed by a trip to Tottenham.
Ripley has a good cross, it's over Phelan, and Gary Hamilton has the chance, and he has the goal. 7 minutes gone. An early ball in from Cork, and that's a terrific save by Pears. Played towards the near post, and Bernie Slaven, that's a big moment for him. His first goal in the First Division, and Tottenham are behind. Walsh. 5 minutes to go to half-time. Paul Allen. Waddle! And Spurs will feel a bit better at the break. Hamilton spotting the ball up and taking the free kick himself. And Middlesbrough have regained the lead, and it was Mowbray who beat Mabbutt for the touch. Well, a big crowd here, very disappointed with what they've seen so far. But Middlesbrough really adjusting to life in the First Division. But Howells got the better of the goalkeeper. That was a very brave header indeed from the Tottenham substitute. What can Tottenham do now? It's Moran, and this is incredible. One substitute has scored, and the other now has gained a penalty from which Tottenham can win the game. Terry Fenwick. 3-2, they're in front at last, and at the right time.
There's a shock in the Littlewoods Cup. Borough are held at home by 4th Division Tranmere. And even worse is to follow in the second leg. Tranmere win it 1-0. But this season is really about the First Division. Coventry away, and then West Ham at home give Borough the chance to start making an impact. First, a superb match at Highfield Road.
Settley. Downs. It's a lovely surface to pass the ball on, and how nice it is to say that about Coventry, where the pitch had such problems last season. And David Smith giving Gary Parkinson a problem here. Good play by Smith, and Speedy picked up by the cross. We've had just 6 minutes, and Middlesbrough have gone behind to some authentic wing play by David Smith. He wrong-footed Parkinson and then produced the perfect cross, and Speedy angled the header past Pez. Well, Middlesbrough still coming to terms with life back in the First Division. And now they have to come from behind if they're going to get anything here at Coventry. Slaven. Ripley. Hamilton. Bernie Slaven through the centre. What a way to strike back within a matter of seconds. Coventry still caught up in the euphoria at the other end and allowing Slaven to go on and find a splendid shot. 1-1, 7 minutes gone, and that's really paved the way here for a fixture that might well be above the average. There's certainly that feel about it with these 2 early goals. Burrows with a free kick, and it's Middlesbrough's turn to try and remind themselves that they've got to be disciplined at the back. Burrows well forward again. Speedy got to it. My word, it was nearly a second. Burke. And Greg Downs came through the back of Slaven. Ripley took the free kick quickly, and Paul Kerr was close to rounding it all off. Very quick thinking by Ripley. Coventry caught flat-footed. Well, everyone except Grizovic. Ripley. Parkinson. And Middlesbrough roared on by some very enthusiastic travelling support. Well, Grizovic in command there against Mark Burke. Grizovic, who once scored a goal in the First Division, isn't too impressed with his own kicking and not with his own throwing then. And Slaven Middlesbrough won the ball back. Bernie Slaven checks to see that he wasn't offside. He's got two, Middlesbrough have got two, and this one came from a bad throw by the goalkeeper. Ripley took it away from Smith, it flicked off Downs, and Slaven was there to pounce. Burke. Brennan. That was Kerr trying his luck. Hamilton. Pallister. Look at the number of players Middlesbrough have got forward. And Cyril Regis had to come back to help out. Well, on this evidence, you'd think that Middlesbrough were the settled side in the First Division, and Coventry were the newcomers. Hamilton to take the corner. Middlesbrough 2-1 up. Came off Ripley, Slaven, Pallister! No. Well, the linesman obviously spotted a player in an offside position there as Coventry moved out. And the goal is ruled out. Slaven, good ball to Burke. It was an interesting pass from Mark Burke as well. Not quite hit hard enough, but played into that area that's difficult to defend. Between goalkeeper and back line, and Mark Burke can try again. And Coventry a little worried about getting their tackles in, but they should have done, because Slaven has hit an astonishing hat-trick. The first half, 36 minutes old, it's 3-1, all of them from Bernie Slaven. Well, Coventry showing here that getting the first goal in the game isn't always an advantage. Middlesbrough have come back in tremendous style, but there's a slip by Parkinson, and Regis has wasted the opening that was given to him. Bannister. Regis wanted to take it down. Pallister trying to play from the back, but not too successfully. Bannister whips in another cross. Speedy! Good work by Pears. Speedy again. He's so dangerous coming from this slightly deeper role. But Stephen Pears protected this two-goal cushion for Middlesbrough from another climbing header by Speedy. Kerr. Well, that really reflected the confidence of Bruce Rioch's bright young side. Ripley. And there's another one! It's Burke! Coventry look in disbelief. Mark Burke, no stranger here in the Midlands after starting his career with Aston Villa. And Ripley found him coming in unmarked. The finish was true. 4-1. And Middlesbrough giving plenty of evidence that they're not settling for 4. Regis. Downs. Well, what can Smith do here for Coventry? Well, quite a lot is the answer. They're filling the centre now. There's Speedy! It's the same pairing that produced the opening goal, which seemed such a long time ago. But the trickery of Smith. Past Parkinson, then past Kerr. And a deep cross. Plotted well by Speedy again. That's his second and Coventry's second. And Kerr using the back heel with great aplomb in this match. Ripley. Kerr. Now Slaven. And this is Brennan. Took it early. Grizovic had to throw up an arm. And Mark Brennan got plenty behind that one. Ripley. Slaven peeling off to the left. And Ripley's found him. Burrows is the defender. Ripley has the chance. And Grizovic needed all the length at the end of his dive to stop Middlesbrough collecting a fifth. He's gone inside that far post. Coventry have got to gamble here. Speedy. Gin. Well, Speedy's there and has the ball now. And he wants to get it to Smith, you could understand that. But Parkinson prevents the cross this time, though at the cost of a corner. Well, if Speedy is picked up, maybe there'll be room for other Coventry players. Like Regis, but there was Speedy going for it. It's retrieved by Gin. Regis has got there. Here's Peak. They've appealed for a penalty. Smith plays on, and David Speedy is the second player in the game to collect a hat-trick. And Speedy's all with headers, and all from crosses by Smith. What a tremendous match. It's 4-3 now. It wasn't really a case for a penalty, but there was a third for Coventry from Speedy's head. Regis gets it half away. Hamilton can shoot from distance, and Coventry were well aware of that. Downs. A storming finish, made possible by Coventry's attempted comeback, which isn't completed yet, but they've still got hope. But meanwhile they must face a free kick, and Brennan shots. Well, this is one match you don't want to end. Great entertainment. And Brennan warming the hands of the goalkeeper. Burrows. Bringing it forward early again, and finding his target was Regis. Speedy sweeping it wide to Smith. Downs gone on the overlap. Regis, that's a good turn. And Middlesbrough scrambling the ball for some sort of safety. These are long minutes for Bruce Rioch's team. Smith. All the supplies coming from him. Regis was well policed that time. Well, the Coventry fans roaring their team forward. Sedgley. Peak. Middlesbrough pulled everyone back. Touched off by Bannister. Here's Gin. And Pears will haul it in to roars of relief from the Middlesbrough fans. And Middlesbrough have won a thriller by 4-3.
Hamilton battling away with Dickens, and Hamilton's won it too. He's got Slavin in some space to his left. Here is Bernie Slavin. Hamilton again. And here's Burke. Good strike and a very good save. Pallister striding elegantly forward, and Borough come again. Here is Slavin. Pallister's gone on square of him. Pallister! McKnight beaten this time. Two splendid wins. Borough on their way, and Peter Davenport comes in from Manchester United to strengthen the squad at £750,000. It's a Borough record. Happy days, and here's a third straight win against Luton.
Came off Pallister, Slavin! 4 minutes gone. And Middlesbrough have roared into the lead. It's good running by Hamilton. Kerr is there in support, but he looks into the centre to Ripley. Slips Foster easily. Hamilton did it too well, and Rob Johnson got in the way. Harford, that would have gone just inside the post. Ripley had to drop back to help the defending at the corner, but he's not just settling for defending, and Middlesbrough might be able to break here. Hamilton, Slavin's gone ahead of him, and Colin Cooper has galloped up in support. Cooper! They've swept the length of the field. Cooper. Some determined play in what's looking more and more like a losing cause for Luton by Ricky Hill. And this is the substitute, Wegerle. Well, there was some contact with Pallister, and the referee's pointed for a penalty. The foul on Wegerle. Danny Wilson, 2-1, still 4 minutes left.
This is more like it. Borough shoot up from the bottom of the table. Now they're ninth and only 7 points off the top. It's time to take on Newcastle, a test of local pride.
Cornwell can play it in. Now Mirandinha facing the goal too. O'Neill! That's an own goal off Gary Pallister. It's Mirandinha who'll hit it. 2-0. Mirandinha, and Middlesbrough unable to rein him in now. He's going to get his second, and Newcastle's third.
That 3-goal defeat starts a pattern for Borough. They win at home, but the away games at Liverpool and Arsenal also end up 0-3. A 4-game sequence coming up then, starting against another new First Division team, Millwall.
Burke, a lot of red Middlesbrough jerseys forward here. Inside the Millwall half, he finds Slavin. And a great left foot shot by Bernie Slavin. Middlesbrough take the lead with only 2 minutes gone. Testing looking cross, it's got the Middlesbrough defence in trouble here. And the ball breaks in. Sheringham with a great reaction. That's 1-1. Pressing forward as ever. Riley finding doors. Cascarino, the little turn, and it comes back to Cascarino. Yes! 2-1 to Millwall. What a comeback. Burke. There's Ripley, and he's beaten McCleary. And a fine shot. 2-2, Stuart Ripley. Another Middlesbrough corner then. Millwall really under pressure here. They just can't get it clear. And there's Burke! And Middlesbrough are back in front, 3-2. Middlesbrough going for what they know would be the winning goal, and here's Burke, who really has been Millwall's tormentor here today. McCreary facing him, and was that a trip? Yes! The referee has given the penalty. Gary Parkinson can make the point safe for Middlesbrough, and has done so. It's Middlesbrough 4, Millwall 2.
Liverpool looking more like their formidable selves. And Ian Rush's first goal at Anfield since his return from Italy, a symbol of the Red Revival. It came right on half-time, his fourth in his last 6 matches. And as Rush comes good, so too do Liverpool. Kenny Dalglish has reverted to playing John Aldridge alongside Rush, and having 2 natural goal scorers paid off 14 minutes from time. Rush unable to turn in a John Barnes cross, but Aldridge was there. Like his illustrious partner, scoring at home for the first time this season. Middlesbrough well beaten, and not the ideal fixture for Peter Davenport to impress his new club after his £700,000 move from Manchester United. 3-0, 7 minutes from time. Peter Beardsley confirming Liverpool's superiority. Look out, Norwich City, the champions are chasing you.
Rangers, who'd lost only 1 in their last 6 games, confident of improving on that run at Ayresome Park. Trevor Francis on the ball here. Bundled over, it would appear, by Mark Brennan, but play waved on. Francis furious about the decision, Brennan somewhat surprised, and Borough made things worse, storming downfield to score. Fullback Parkinson with the cross. Slavin is blocked, but the ball running nicely for Brennan, who drills the opener. Rangers with good reason to feel aggrieved. Late on, and Queen's Park Rangers still pressing for the equaliser. Again Francis involved, and watch out for a delightful acrobatic volley from Mark Falco. Stephen Pears denying him, and the points stay on Teesside.
Arsenal at home to Middlesbrough. Arsenal including 5 players who'd represented England in Saudi Arabia only 3 days earlier. One of whom, Brian Marwood, delivered the corner, from which Paul Merson gave Arsenal the lead after 27 minutes. Merson was relegated to substitute at Newcastle, determined to make the most of another chance in the starting lineup. The young Middlesbrough side, as expected, found Arsenal a handful. The Gunners on their way to extending their unbeaten run to 7 league games. Marwood just off target this time. But a 6th win in those 7 matches was virtually assured 6 minutes into the second half. Merson with his 2nd goal at the 2nd attempt. If Middlesbrough were going to recover, they needed something here. Peter Davenport running at the heart of the Arsenal defence. A good strike, but John Lukic responding with an excellent save. Arsenal so difficult to combat at set pieces. Merson on a hat-trick, remember, and so close to achieving it. This, incidentally, the 8th game of regular midfield man Paul Davis's 9-match suspension. But Kevin Richardson has been a very capable deputy, and he was denied a goal only by the crossbar. Still 2-0, still the 20-year-old Merson chasing his 3rd goal of the game. But Steve Pears in the Middlesbrough goal keeping him at bay. But there was one more goal to come, a breathtaking one too. David Rocastle in the very last minute taking on Middlesbrough single-handedly and rewarded with his 3rd goal of the season. Arsenal, very good value for another 3 points.
Despite their setbacks away, Middlesbrough are very creditable 8th at this stage of the season, and certainly making their presence felt in the First Division. Norwich City still lead the way with 28 points. The next win will be quite a long time coming, though. There are thrilling draws against Forest and Aston Villa coming up after a home defeat by Sheffield Wednesday.
Worthington surveys his options and chooses Sterling. Straightforward training ground goal, 1-0. Hamilton's throw to Glover. Hamilton again. And Bernie Slaven hits the crossbar. Pallister there with a header. Good flip over by Turner.
Forest still finding it heavy going against the club. Brian Clough graced as a player, and Chettle's given it straight to Mark Brennan, and they've punished the mistake. Foster. Forest trying to retaliate, having conceded a really sloppy goal. Now Carr. Chapman's going to the near post. Chapman! Well, there was talk about him being dropped for this game, but he stayed in the side, and he's got a goal. Pearce. Carr. Pearce goes on, and the left back cropping up on the right-hand side, and Chapman! 2 in a minute. Forest just 5 minutes away from what would be only their second home win in the league this season. Here's Davenport. And Ripley! 2-2! Andy Gray, who's got acceleration and is showing it here, and the power in his shot as well. Aston Villa have broken away to score. Parkinson looking to ignite a comeback here. A huge throw. Davenport. It's Parkinson again. Glover at the far post. Oh, and off the line by Gage, brilliantly. Gray. McInally wants it played early, and Gray has slipped it through to him perfectly. McInally again. It's 2 for Villa. Brennan. Middlesbrough showing a lot of character here. Mowbray. Glover. Brennan going in and going on. A goal back for Middlesbrough from Mark Brennan. Mowbray. Hamilton, and the second header is a scoring header. And Middlesbrough have fought to get level. We're 4 minutes into the second half. Birch. McInally. And that's Platt. The goalkeeper's lost it. Parkinson. Oh, and Platt put it against his own player, Tony Daly. What an amazing episode. Cooper. And Keown has pulled him back. Peter Davenport. It's a red card. Martin Keown is sent off. Mowbray! The free kick put to real purpose. A glorious comeback by Middlesbrough. The Ayresome Park crowd revelling in the return of First Division football here this season. And what entertainment they've had in this match after a terrible start from their viewpoint. Here's Davenport. And Slaven is offside. The flag is up. Platt. McInally, still McInally. The 10 men have levelled it again at 3-3.
By way of a change, it's the CMOD Cup and a first-round win over Oldham Athletic. Glover's penalty doing the trick. In the second round, Portsmouth are beaten 2-1, another Glover penalty and a goal from Slavin. But the Christmas period brings no cheer. Charlton, Everton and Norwich all get something out of Borough. Charlton first.
Typically determined work by Gary Hamilton for Middlesbrough. This is Peter Davenport. Bernie Slaven in the centre. Did everything right until it came to the shot. And in the end, it was a story of missed chances by the two number 7s because Campbell got away again. He couldn't finish. 0-0 at Ayresome Park. On to Goodison Park. It hasn't been a vintage season for Everton, but they're still in the hunt in this Open Championship race. And a tremendous start, a superb third-minute goal by England midfield man Trevor Steven. Steven playing as a striker against Middlesbrough with Graham Sharp injured. But Middlesbrough were quickly level when Stuart Ripley was brought down by Pat Vanden Hauwe. The penalty rifled past Neville Southall by Dean Glover. Everton, though, came up with a winner before half-time. A clever move, too. Ian Snowden crossing from the right into the near-post area. Tony Cottee pouncing, his 12th of the season.
Here's Hamilton, off the line. Norwich survived by the skin of their teeth. Well, it's a mistake by Linnigan. Here's Davenport, still Davenport. Now can he get a cross in? Slavin, off the line again, this time by Bowen. At the end of the year, Middlesbrough are moving the wrong way again, down to 15th and only 5 points above the danger line. West Ham and Newcastle are already settled there. Could the Borough start the new year in a brighter style? Manchester United are the visitors, fresh from a great win over Liverpool.
But 24 hours later, Manchester United had to play again and came down to earth with a bump at Middlesbrough. The defeat the more painful because Peter Davenport chose this match against the club he left 2 months earlier to finally score his first goal for Middlesbrough in his 12th game for his new club.
The euphoria of that result soon turns to disappointment in the FA Cup. A shock 2-1 home defeat to Grimsby, who are struggling in the 4th division. Slavin's goal the only bright spot. The CMOD Cup run goes on with a 1-0 win over Coventry and another Davenport goal. But in the 4th round, there'll be yet another home defeat to opposition from a lower division. This time, Crystal Palace win 3-2. Slavin and Cooper the goal scorers. But at Southampton, there's a second successive league win.
His marker, and Southampton are in front. Here's Kerr. Oh, that's a tremendous strike. It's been a long time coming, but no more than Middlesbrough deserve. 1-1. Mike on for Slavin. The angle's tight, but he somehow squeezed that in. And Burridge is furious. Wallace getting back at him, but Burke goes on, the substitute, and he's found himself a shooting chance. And another tremendous goal.
Then the winter wobbles set in. The next 11 games fail to bring a win. There are only 6 points out of a possible 33. The first 4 games in that sequence coming up: Tottenham, Coventry, Luton and Millwall. It's Spurs first.
Gascoigne, and that's a rather sloppy ball played across the face of his own defenders, and it's Cooper who won it and scores a great goal for Middlesbrough, but a bad one from the Tottenham viewpoint. Waddle's corner, helped on by Howells. This is Stewart who beat the goalkeeper in the air. Stewart! Well, a goal either side of half-time from Paul Stewart. Tottenham lead 2-1. Can Spurs hang on here? Parkinson. Davenport trying to wriggle away through, and Ripley couldn't miss from there. came alive 10 minutes before half-time with an excellent Coventry goal. The real creativity coming from left winger David Smith. An inspired run, and Cyril Regis there in the middle to round it off with an emphatic header. But Coventry were then caught out by their own delaying tactics as they tried to safely preserve their lead to half-time. In time added on, Bernie Slaven equalised. Slaven, who scored a hat-trick in Middlesbrough's 4-3 win at Coventry in October. Middlesbrough, full of fine youngsters maturing in the First Division, and they nearly snatched the winner here. Coventry caught napping, Slaven stealing in, but not stealing the 3 points. Middlesbrough won, Coventry won.
Middlesbrough were the visitors at Luton, almost opened up by Danny Wilson, but keeper Kevin Poole equal to the drive. Luton, Littlewood's Cup semi-finalists of course, didn't have long to wait for the goal. From the resulting corner, skipper Steve Foster stretches and nods the game's only goal.
Cascarino and a lot of Millwall players lining up in the penalty area. One of them is Briley, and he scores to give Millwall the lead, 1-0. Callaghan's free kick curled in dangerously off the head of Mowbray. It's an own goal, and that surely means victory for Millwall now.